Hey folks, we're here at the Nürburgring in Germany at Aston Martin AMR. Now this is their test facility here at the ring, and I'm with the all-new manual Vantage. It looks fantastic. I can't wait to get in and go for a drive. Before I jump into it, I do actually want to quickly show you this car. Now, of course, being manual doesn't mean it looks much different. You can get this in an AMR version, which I'll talk about soon, but check this color out. It's called Intense Blue, and honestly, I reckon it's one of the nicest colors I've ever seen in Aston Martin. If you follow me around, you'll notice that in this car, you've got some really nice carbon options. The AMR cars do have really light wheels plus carbon ceramic brakes, so there's something to be said about that. Also, you get a carbon roof, which is a really nice option, and again, saves weight. Follow me to the rear, because as much as I love the front of the Vantage, how good is this? That's the sport exhaust option you can see with the quad pipes, and it is just a truly remarkable looking car. So, first things first, 375 kilowatts and 625 newton meters of torque. Yes, it's the same engine as the one you get in the automatic. However, it is down by about 60 newton meters, and that's got to do with the fact that this original V12 Vantage gearbox from Graziano doesn't really like more torque than that, so it had to down tune it a little bit. But you know what? I can't really tell. It feels bloody fast. I guess if you're wondering why you would pick a manual over an automatic Vantage, it's actually quite a hard question to answer. For me, I love manual cars. I actually own a original Vantage manual, and I love driving that thing because it is a manual. This is a little bit different. First of all, you've got a dogleg gearbox, so first gear is to the left and down. It's a bit odd, takes a while to get used to, but when you get used to it, it's pretty reasonable. But the reason I'm not a huge fan of this gearbox is simply because of this gear knob. It just looks really out of place on an Aston Martin. But on the positive side, you can flat shift. How good's that? Literally, you keep your foot flat to the accelerator and just move the gear shift. Now, they call it AMR shift or something of the sort. And I gotta tell you, apart from rev matching and flat shifting, it is a really nice gearbox to use on a daily basis. In traffic, simply just move the gear lever around and it just rev matches or does whatever it needs to do both up and down. So it is actually a lot easier to drive than you might imagine. The other reason you would buy this car is because it's about 100 kilograms lighter than the automatic. That's got to do with the transfer case. So it doesn't have an electronic diff, it's got a proper mechanical one that's actually enclosed in the transmission, so you're saving some weight there. You've also got carbon ceramic brakes standard on the AMR models, of which there's only 200. That's another 20 or so kilograms saved. You've got a lot of carbon as well, which is obviously helps save weight too. So do you really feel it? Probably not, but that's probably because it's offset by that reduction in torque. But overall, 0 to 100, 4 seconds. It actually feels quicker than that in gear. And honestly, in terms of is this fast enough, if that's a question for you, yeah, it's fast enough. Just like the standard Vantage, you do have the buttons here for the powertrain and the suspension. So you got Sport, Sport Sharp and Track on both. It's good, you can individualize them obviously and sort of pick and select. The one thing I wish the car had was just a standard exhaust button. I just want to press one button where the exhaust turns on and starts to crackle. Unfortunately, the only way you could do that is to put the powertrain in track mode, which is, you know, okay, but it's not the sort of ideal way I'd like to drive my Vantage around town. On another note, this car is not as loud as I would really hoped for. For whatever reason, it seems to take a long time for the exhaust to warm up before you get the crackles. Now have a listen, I'll put it into track for you. If I back off, nope. Oh yeah, a little bit. Not really many crackles going on there, and we all know this is the C63 engine, which in a C63, or hell, even in a GLC 63, is absolutely ballistic. Now, of course, Aston have tuned this differently and they wanted to have a different character than what is available in AMG, but Honestly, if I owned this thing, I'd want it to make a lot more noise. And thankfully, just take it to an exhaust shop and it probably will. So if you don't want to spend a whole heap of money on one of these 200 limited edition AMR cars, you can actually, from next year, from 2020, order a manual Vantage just as you would order a normal Vantage. So, do you want one? It's up to you, really. Personally, I think the automatic in this car is actually pretty damn good, but there's nothing like owning a manual supercar. And apart from Porsche, really, this is your only option. And it's a pretty damn good one.